good morning and good day. Welcome to another Chronicles with Kwame and Janelle.
Yeah. Hey, hello everybody. It's great to see you all again. And Kwame, it's always good to see you.
Thank you.
Can I just say, Kwame, you're looking rather dapper today. Special occasion, and also I have to comment on the shoes.
Shoes.
Guys at home, the shoes. I'm liking the shoes. You know, any women out there, you know what we say about the shoes and the watch. So yeah.
I got 2 watches on actually.
Winning on the shoe front.
Thank you. Why am I dressed like this today?
Yeah, why are you dressed like this?
Well, I'm going to an event this evening at the House of Parliament. Mm-hmm. It's the Jamaica Youth Forum.
Right.
Yeah, Jamaica Youth Forum. And basically what it is the Jamaican Diaspora is being very active in terms of galvanizing second, third, fourth generation young people who are related or descendants of Jamaicans. And so it's a way of getting a body of young people in one place at the House of Parliament to basically engage and to network.
Fantastic. Yes, I actually heard about the event, and I know that there's been actually an overwhelming response.
Yes, there has been. And good speakers too.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't make it, even though you didn't invite me. No, I'm joking. He did invite me, actually. He did. No, I've got another engagement tonight, but I'm sure it's going to be a really good event, and looking forward to talking with you. About it post event, and we can catch up and let us know how it went.
It's interesting because at this point in time there's a lot of activity happening in terms of Jamaica and young people. There's a lot of groups and a lot of networking events taking place. So it'll be great to come back and see what happened and tell you how it went.
Cool. Anything else going on?
Yes, last week Saturday.
Yes.
Went to Every Child Matters, which is basically a charity based here, but it's doing a lot of work back in Jamaica. That was a wonderful event, great event, lots of people, well supported, had live feed from the States and as well as Jamaica. It's one of those charities like Every Child Matters, which is a government here, it's a government's ethos about every child going through school and so on and so forth. This charity has started up and doing phenomenal work back in the Caribbean. So it was a great event. It's put on by Patricia Mackenzie Thomas. That's her name. So Every Child That Matters, and that was a good event. Really enjoyed it. Oh,
go on.
There was singers there, a lot of rock singers. Audrey Scott,
Oh my God.
Audrey Scott. And Audrey Scott was there, and just slowly. So there was quite a number of singers that were there too. So it was very well supported.
Oh, nice. Yeah, sounds like it was a really good event.
Yeah, it was good fun.
Great cause anyway, right? You know, the whole concept of Every Child Matters.
Exactly. And doing it back in Jamaica, so so that's even better. So better. That's wonderful. So like I said, so that was Saturday.
Yeah.
And we got today.
Yeah.
Next week.
Well, the Legacy Gala. Right?
There you go, Legacy Gala.
So you would have seen from last week that we had Marlow Morris on the show from A Few Good Men, and he came and he spoke about his event, the Legacy Gala, the work that he's doing in the community, but also the actual event itself. He spoke about it, and you know, what a great event in terms of us coming together as professionals within the community, celebrating our own success and trying to generate income or wealth within our community so that we can help ourselves from within. And I think that was really, we both thought, you know, what a fantastic event, so important. We have got a competition running. We will let you know what the criteria is. But, you know, take a look at the event, Legacy Gala, check out blacksocks.com/events. You know, grab your tickets. It's going to be a fantastic event. Plenty of entertainment on the night. Well worth it. Get down there, network, and be amongst, you know, like-minded people, and let's empower each other. You be going?
Yeah, I'm going.
Okay.
I'm going. I got my free tickets. Compliment. We got our free tickets, so we're over there. What Janelle said is right. It's a phenomenal event. It's going to be great. It's a great place to network with other professionals, like-minded people, empowering, enlightening, you know, and helping each other to create a more viable community in terms of what we can do within the community.
That's right.
You know, so
I think we spoke about cultural fellowship actually.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, it's really, that's so important.
Yes,
it's becoming more and more important for us to reconnect our communities and get back to where we're coming from.
Yeah. I agree, and we're going to come to that because we were watching the BBC program.
That's right.
Yeah. And exactly what you just said is how that follows on, really. So we'll talk about it later on.
Cool. So Kwame,
yes.
Last week you gave us a really useful tip about writing.
Yes,
so for those out there who are keen writers, who are creative, a page a day was Kwame's tip, and I think that's a really useful tip, you know.
Thank you.
Just get on and write.
Yep.
So,
what's today's tip?
What's today's tip? What have you got to offer us today?
All right, today's tip. Today's tip. Last week we talked about a page a day. Now the thing is that once you get into the flow of writing a page a day, the second tip today, which is today, is basically don't go over what you've written. So it continues from what I said before, and the reason is that you're going to be wasting time trying to edit your work as you go along. So you just continue to write. You continue writing, whether you have grammatical errors or technicalities and all that kind of stuff. All of that can be done afterwards. So the main thing is to continue writing until you get to the point where you felt that you've exhausted what you've written. Now, what I'm going to talk about my next tip is basically how you actually framework of what the first two tips, number one and number two, but how you framework and what you can actually do in terms of a plan. But today, it's basically don't worry about the grammar, don't worry about the technicalities, don't worry about editing. All of that can be done afterwards. The main thing is to get what you need to say down on paper or on Word or whatever to make sure that you're getting your message out. And that's today's tip.
Thank you, Kwame.
You're welcome.
You know what, that's really useful actually, because I think a lot of people when they're trying to write, myself for example, even if it's an essay or something, I'm always trying to get it perfect before I move on, and it's almost like your brain can't release you until to the next phase until you've got the last phase perfect. So I think that's really
and it's interesting you should say that, because you're right, because we have been conditioned to think that we have to go over what we've done. You know, I mean, whether in school or whether in university, whatever, we've always been programmed to think in that particular way, rather than us free flowing. It's something like being a free spirit to a certain extent. You're just free, you're just allowing everything to be expelled, everything to come out. But because we've been programmed to think that we have to correct what we've done before, that's what we tend to do. But it takes practice, you know, to get out of that kind of thinking, to just be free in a sense, you know. And what I would also say, in the future, when I do come talk about particular tips, we'll talk about environment, because that's also important in allowing the energy to flow.
Thank you. I look forward to that.
Good. I hope it helps with your writing.
Yeah, I hope it helps too. I've got to get writing first.
Awesome. But no, that's tip number 2 for today.
Thank you. Actually, I mentioned your suit.
Yes, you did.
Something has
You're not observant, are
my...
you? You're not pretty observant. You're not observant, are you?
Well, you know, it took my eye, but I didn't want to get too close to you. I didn't want to give you the wrong idea. Or even those out there, the wrong idea.
There you go.
But no, in all seriousness, you have this fantastic black poppy. And I've heard a bit about it.
Okay.
It looks awesome. Can you tell me more about it?
Yeah,
Where can I get one? And why didn't you get me one?
Second question first. You know, when I got this, and bear with me, when I got this, my beautiful host wasn't even on the program, which was not even a twinkle of our eye, much less. You know, but I will get you one. And basically, what it is recognizing African and African Caribbean soldiers in all the wars that have taken place, because a lot of the times when commemorations are done or memorials are done, especially like over the past weekend where we had the memorial for Remembrance Day. You're not going to remember that. Remembrance Day, because I'm always thinking about our Remembrance Day. In terms of Remembrance Day, African and African Caribbean soldiers aren't recognized. You know, they've never highlighted, if you watch news, if you watch TV, whatever it is, we're not seen.
This is true.
So Selena Carthy came up with the idea of having a black poppy rose. Now, this is quoting from her, that the black poppy is only grown in Turkey, which I didn't know.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't.
That's another interesting fact.
It is. Right. But in addition to that, is that we have always had African and African Caribbean soldiers fighting back then for the British Empire.
Of course.
Fighting in the World Wars 1 and 2. Fighting, even now we still have black African and African Caribbean soldiers in the British Army, for example, Navy and Air Force.
Let's not forget also, post-war,
Exactly.
helping to rebuild, like
Exactly.
rebuilding and
Exactly.
repairing the country.
Exactly,
There's a
exactly.
massive contribution.
That's
there
right,
as well.
a massive. So she came up with the idea of having a black poppy rose, and it's. You wanted to know where to get it, or people can know where to get it. It's www.blackpoppyrose.org. That's www.blackpoppyrose.org, and you will see it on the ticker as it goes across. But the beautiful thing is so I'm wearing this because it's in recognition of those who have fought on our behalf, as well as everyone else. And I've written a stuff, and I'm in the process of writing about a particular hero who had an experience at that time. So there's a lot of stories that we have which have been told. There's a lot of stories that we don't know about, and this is one of them.
Oh, no, really nice.
I will get you one.
Thank you.
I'm going to get my beautiful Janelle.
Thank you. And for the rest of you out there, where can they get it again?
www.blackpoppyrose.org, and it's Selena Carthy who is the main driver of this, and she's always on tour. Always on tour. She's always somewhere. She did a massive tour across the UK recently, and I'm certain she's going to take the message far further abroad. It's phenomenal, and I wear it with pride.
Well, it looks very good on you.
Thank you.
So, Kwame, how's your week been?
My week.
What have you been up to?
My week's always busy.
Yeah?
Always busy.
Yeah.
I hardly have time for TV, much less.
Right.
But
sounds like myself, actually.
well, we're busy people. But there's a massive but. The BBC have been featuring Black and British.
That's right. It's actually the Black British season.
Yeah, it is.
So, just like yourself, don't really watch much TV, but I've been glued.
I must admit, and because I didn't grow up here, so there's a lot of experiences that I have which are new. And one of the things that what's so profound about the programming, which I'm surprised at, because the BBC is not renowned for this type of programming, is how
that so well.
is how rich the programming has been. Up to last night, with the Black and British in Brixton, I thought that was
kind of the story of Brixton.
First arrived from the Windrush and everything else, and the struggles that they went through, which I knew of. But it was interesting to take a modern day family to place them in that setting and to see the experiences that they would have at that time, even though you can't replicate it as 100%. But it was interesting to see how they fared, bearing in mind that they're a modern 21st century family and moving back into the 1940s and into the 60s. And what was also interesting was the young people of the family and their experience of having to do the things that they had to do at that time, living in a bed sit, everyone in one place, the kitchen, everything, so that was profound. And it has been a very good season.
It's been a fantastic season.
I must admit.
Programs in the season, right? There's been the program about whether Britain will ever have a black.
I didn't see that one. That's the one I haven't seen.
That was powerful.
I haven't seen that one.
And if you do get a chance, go on iPlayer, watch it. It was really, really powerful and showed, before we were even born, kind of the odds are stacked against us. Doesn't mean we can't get there. There is never we can't.
Yes, true.
But once we know the pitfalls, the obstacles, and what's stacked against us, then we can start to work to remove those.
That's right.
So it really put it in statistical terms, really, in terms of numbers.
I know what's interesting about it, because that's the one that was featured by David Harewood, right?
That's right.
And he acted in 24, was it, as a US president?
Yes, he did, yeah.
So that was interesting.
It
is. So he was talking about being a black prime minister, and he acted as a US president at that time in 24. So what are your other thoughts about the program? What else have you seen?
I have been watching Black is the New Black season as well. So it's kind of a talking heads program with prominent black figures within the community, within the arts, within education, a kind of a broad spectrum of people, and they're talking about their experiences. I mean, the last program had Naomi Campbell on, David Harewood, a number of others, Trevor Nelson, and really
Baron of Scotland.
Baroness Scotland as well. Talking about their experiences. Jeannie Asheray and Lenny Henry.
I love Jeannie. She's from the hip. I love Jeannie, man.
And I think that was the really refreshing part for me, is actually these are real stories, real kind of testimonies with feeling behind them, real genuine feeling behind them,
definitely.
right? And like you said, shooting from the hip, no holds barred, saying it like it is. I think for too long, we as black people have
stepped on eggshells.
Stepped on eggshells. We know what's going on.
Of course.
We all know, we feel it. We feel it every day. It's just by nature of the fact of who we are and where we live. But we are also not allowed to really articulate exactly what's going on. Often we feel that we can't. We feel that we don't want to offend. We feel that we want to make the establishment feel comfortable. And what this program did for me was break that down and say, you know what? No holds barred.
Definitely.
This is how it is. You know, Gina had a very interesting explanation for BAFTA.
Yeah, you need to watch it. And also Naomi Campbell. Naomi Campbell said, "I'm black. You know, I love being black."
She didn't want to be anything.
Yeah, she didn't want to be anything else, and that's profound.
Especially coming from somebody like her within the beauty industry, a pioneer in her field. You know, one of the, if not the first, most successful black model, coming from Britain, you know, her experience in Britain. But she would have had to have battled with the idea of what beauty is, you know, this conventional, mainstream, media sensationalized idea of beauty that probably doesn't necessarily look like her. So for her to come out and say, I'm black, I'm proud, I've never wanted to be anything else.
And funny, it was powerful. And I don't know if you saw Unreported World from Channel 4 previous 2 evenings ago about South African bleaching. So it was interesting. It was interesting to hear what's happening in South Africa in terms of, you know, I mean, it's an aspect of what's taking place in South Africa, and it happens in the Caribbean too. But it's also, but then coming and seeing that program of proud to be who we are, you know what I mean, was like, this is what it's all about, you know, rather than taking up someone else's reality or believing someone else's reality.
That's right.
So yes, Brother Kala's program about reggae music was also profound. It's also really great.
Amazing.
And Olusoga, his one's about and he's on.
The third part is going to be tomorrow evening.
That's right. It's tomorrow tonight.
Tonight, in fact, it's tonight. It's tonight. At 9 p.m.
That's at 9 p.m.
I believe on BBC Two.
And I love
and also on you can catch it on iPlayer. And then the last episode, I think, is next week. And actually, it's going to feature somebody that I know very well, Neil Kenlock.
Okay.
A few of you probably heard about him. So stay tuned for that as well. You know, gonna be. It's a really refreshing season.
It is. It is a refreshing season, and I hope. And I mean, let's hope that it will now allow us, enable us to have other things on mainstream TV, other programming, you know, other genres of what we can actually do and work how creative we are, other people, you know. So we shall see.
Yeah, we shall see. Watch this space.
Watch this space. Well, I've been watching BBC too. Like I said, I don't watch a lot of TV, but
you've been glued.
I've been glued. I've been glued.
We'd love to hear your views, in fact, on what you're thinking about the programming now. It's a whole month of programming.
Yes, it is.
Get in touch. Give us your feedback. Let us know what you think is good, what you think is not so great, you know, what you think could have been done better, and just give us kind of your views on what it's all about. And you can contact us with the details below. We'd love to hear your views.
Yes, we do. Will we have a competition for it, do you think, for the best one? Will we?
Maybe.
Should we?
Why not?
Yeah, why not? We'll decide about that. We'll think about that.
I think that would be really interesting, and just to kind of get people's feedback on.
Yes, it would be.
On what's happening right now.
Yeah, awesome. Well, Janelle, we're coming to the end of another show.
Yes, we are.
We're at near the end of November. What will you be doing next month? Are you going anywhere? Do anything?
Are you trying to talk about the big scene?
Christmas. We know it's Christmas. That's what I'm asking about next month in December.
It is. Actually, I'm going to be here. The last few Christmases, I've been away.
Okay.
This Christmas, I'm really looking forward to spending time with my family, get together, see everybody, have a massive celebration, eat, drink, food, drink, music, food, drink, music, repeat. So you get the idea.
I get the idea.
No, but I
Okay, cool.
I'm not massively into the whole concept of Christmas, but coming together with my family, with the people that are dear to me, is really important.
Beautiful.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Cool.
What about yourself?
I'll be volunteering at Crisis.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
2 late nights. I've done it before, but I tend to, this time of the year, I tend to it's a good time to take a step back, and I mean, see other people who are in need, really, and it humbles you to a good extent, so I'll be doing that 2 night shifts. So that's what I'll be doing.
Night shifts, so
it is, and like I said, I've done it before. It's a wonderful experience. So anyone who wants to think about doing it, it's great. Volunteer. Crisis, shelter. You appreciate what you actually have. Once you do it, once you realize what you do have, because there's many people out there who don't have, and it's just a great way of giving back. So that's what I'll be doing, as well as eating, sleeping, drinking. No, I don't drink, but eating and
eating and repeating.
I'm eating with family and that kind of stuff. So that's what I'll be doing.
Cool.
Yeah, and
It's funny actually. Before we wrap up, it's funny you should mention volunteering for Crisis, because I've just got involved with an organisation called North London Cares.
Oh wow!
And a similar kind of concept, people in need. It's mostly to do with the more the older generation within the community, but reaching out and connecting with those. I've just got involved. There's an induction coming up that I'll be attending. But again, a way to give back, and just for me to reflect and really appreciate what I have, and providing some kind of comfort and companionship to somebody, really, and care and support.
Exactly, and this time of the year, because for 11 months it's like being busy all over the place, doing whatever you're doing, whatever it is. And I guess sometimes we need to stop. Really?
Slow down.
And I guess coming up to the end of the year, it's a good time. But it's also, but not only should it be for the end of the year, but it should be going through consistently throughout the year. But it's a wonderful way just to give back some time and appreciate.
Cool.
Yeah. So well done you.
And you too.
Thank you. And that is a wrap.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching, and another Chronicles with Kwame and Janelle.
Yeah, thank you. And we look forward to seeing you again next time.
And contact us, as you see on the ticker, with your thoughts, with your ideas and your opinions. And wait for our competition for the question that we're going to ask. We're going to ask to do something.
We've got 2 competitions now, you know that, right?
Yes, we've got 2
competitions.
Yeah, 2
for those who are counting.
So.
We'll give you all the information that you require.
So thank you for being. Thank you, and appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a blessed week.
Thank you.
That's